overwhelmed right now to introduce to some and present to others this awesome couple, this awesome man and woman of God. And for those that are really chimed in from the GMAP Broadcast Network side of things, of course, you see the banner, and you're going to see the couple come up in just a few moments. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the both of you. I'm thankful that you all have chosen to take time out on your busy schedule today to just hang out with us for a few minutes here at the GMAP Broadcast Network. Let me first and foremost kind of slide you into the fold, because many of you may be watching from the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com, and of course you will be able to see my friend and my brother. But I'm not going to take anything away from him, because I want him to proudly come on and allow him and his beautiful wife to introduce themselves, because we're going to find out a little bit more in detail what it is about Teen Enrichment Network that you need to know, the information that we want to share. Don, why don't you go ahead, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from.
I'm Donald Robinson. I'm one of the executive directors of Teen Enrichment Network. I'm originally from Norfolk, Virginia. And me and my wife is from York, Pennsylvania. I'll let her speak for herself here in a second. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Grew up in Norfolk. Went to Maury High School. Uh, wow. From Maury High School, I went to Shawan Junior College. At the same time, I joined the Marine Corps, and then I went to Norfolk State, became a Spartan. And from that point, I had a scholarship. It was all about football and not grades like it should have been. And I ended up in the Marine Corps. And after that, in the Marine Corps, that's when I met my beautiful wife, and I'll let her tell you about that, and we'll go forward.
Amen.
Well, and like he said, he was in the Marine Corps, and we met in Cherry Point, North Carolina. I moved back to Pennsylvania shortly after that, and he ended up being transferred to Quantico, and we were close enough we were able to stay in contact and started dating. And after a while, decided that this was going to go somewhere. So
yeah, the phone bills got high,
and so we ended up in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Wow. Well, I just really, I can't thank you enough, because I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to be blessed by a lot of the information that you all have to share. And right now, I just want to dive right in. I kind of want you both to kind of tell us a little bit about the Teen Network Teen Enrichment Program, because I want the people to begin to go ahead and allow that information to manifest in their spirit. Tell us about it. How did it all begin? How did it all get started?
Okay, I'm gonna try to take you through this kind of fast to get to the nut and potatoes, meat and potatoes rather. Teen Enrichment started because my oldest son, I have a son and a daughter, Nicholas Aaron Robinson. He's currently in Georgia, and he's one of the youngest uh, production assistants in Georgia at this time. He was going to college. So when got ready to go to college, he said, "Dad, what are you going to do now? You're going to start mentoring or continue coaching or whatever?" And I told him I wasn't going to start nothing. I was done with kids. He was 18. I was finished. I'm not mentoring no more. I'm not doing nothing. Well, of course, everybody at the kitchen table looked at me like something was wrong with me and told me I was wrong. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And so then we went to church. When we went to church one evening, the pastor, Pastor Smith, Strong Tower Church we attend, that night, it was I think 2015, right? At the end of the year, New Year's Eve, he came over to the corner of the church, to the pew, and he spoke about the same conversation we had at the table. Pretty much the same exact conversation, except he added a little twist. One of you in here you're not doing what God has called you to do, and you know you're supposed to be doing something. And well, my little daughter, she looked at me. Yeah, she looked at me. A lot of them kind of turned. Dad, you're searching. You got to do something. So a couple of weeks went by, and on the way to work, I was driving to work. I do a lot of my ministry and teachings in my car.
Uh
It takes me 50 minutes to get to work. And Kevin, I don't know, I've heard people talk about God spoke to them.
huh.
Well, I guess I was a little hard headed. He put my eyes on the windshield. My radio went down. A lot of things happened in that car on the way to work. I was crying. I couldn't hear anything, any traffic. And I got to work and I stopped and I called my wife.
Uh huh.
And she told me, she said, write it down, right? Whatever you're hearing, write it down. And I'm still scared though. See, I'm having some issues because I think I'm having a stroke, first of all. I can't hear anything but what information about this program. So long story short, I wrote it down and I went to work. And the next day I got up and I contacted the people that came out from this spiritual epiphany I had. And I went to one and he wasn't even in town. They didn't know where he was at. I went up to his church, Pastor King, and he goes, the secretary don't know where he's at. And he pulled up when I was leaving. And I told Pastor King, I need to talk to you. It's real urgent. He said, I know. He said, I'll help you at your first summit. Because what we wanted to do was have summits to give a place where people could go, where teams could go and celebrate their achievements other than sports.
Right.
Give them something else to do other than sports. So I talked to him and I talked to two more pastors and I had nothing but confirmation. One of them told me, you know what, Mr. Robinson, if you're not obedient, do you remember the passage in the Bible about when they said tie a millstone around the neck of those who done something wrong to his kids? Mm-hmm. And he said, you need to be, what will happen to you will be worse than that if you're not obedient to God's word. I was like, whoa, okay, that's pretty deep. So then I got to share this other story with you, the last one before I get deep into it. So we're in church, and I'm sitting in church, and I got a letter to talk to my pastor, and we're in a worship service. You know when people worship, when people standing up, they shut the doors, you lock in, right?
Right.
Well, one of the people, the name that came out when I guess he spoke to me, shook me upside my head, whatever you want to call it, was a Captain Byron Bailey. He was one of the people we worked with in law enforcement. I hadn't seen him in months. He was a trainer. We actually helped train him to get him where he was at. He was rolling. He was doing a great job. And I hadn't seen him in months. But I asked my wife, I said, why is Bailey's name on this list? What did you say? You remember?
It's God's decision. Just follow it.
Yeah,
go with it.
Yeah, he said, don't question God.
That's right. That's right.
Be quiet. So in that day in church, we were worshiping. That morning, Bailey had never been to Strong Tower Church. While we were worshiping, somebody tapped me on my shoulder, and I turned around, and it was Bailey. I was like, woo. So I gave him a copy of the letter. He said, I'll help you. I'll be there for your first summer. And it took off. So when Tina Richmond took off from that point, my pastor was like, he was one of our speakers at our first event. We had several. We had
people, individuals from the schools. We had pastors, several.
Yeah, First Lady Sonia Baker.
Yeah.
Xavier Richards. We had mentors, speakers. We had a great lineup of the division I had for the panel. But after that particular event, I was really like distraught, Kevin. I mean, I was really kind of like messed up. I was like, if God spoke to you that you only had 30 people here, you got a problem.
Right.
So we went in the back and check this out, Kevin. All those pastors got me in a circle and prayed. They got me in a circle and prayed for me. They was like, look, you did fine. And my wife is going, you don't understand. After they prayed for me, she said, I need to talk to you. You don't understand. You remember what you said? Bobby was there.
It doesn't matter how many people were there. The people who needed to hear what was being said were there.
Right.
That's what she told me.
Right.
And you don't understand, Rob. You was up front. She had the ledger of everybody that came in. It was a lot of educators. So my son had took a video of this. So I went, you know what? I still got to step up my game. So the next day I went to on Monday. The summit was on a Sunday. Saturday we were on a Monday. She said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to the school board." I said, "I'm doing this backwards. I'm trying to bring people from the kids out of the street and all the schools into a church to see a summit. Why don't I just go into the school?"
Right.
So I went and talked to the superintendent and knocked on his door. Hey, Kevin, you know what he said to me?
What's that?
He shut the door. He said, "First of all, I'm a Christian."
Yeah.
I said, "Uh-oh." I said, "Uh-oh." I done walked in the right room now.
Yeah.
So, man, his name is Dr. Scott Baker. To this day, that was 2015, 16, that's like my best buddy, his best friend, pal. And Dr. Baker has helped us being superintendent of Spotsylvania County Schools, his resources, his time. And I didn't know, now understand, I didn't know it was a big deal to get into the schools. I was just going with what I was told to do, get the program off the ground.
Right.
And he helped us a lot, and we started mentoring He allowed us to come into the schools, Spotsylvania County, Spotsylvania High School,
Uh huh.
Riverbend High School. Massaponax was the first one, Massaponax High School, and we started mentoring from there. And what we did, we brought our program into the school where I got together a group of mentors in different vocations, and we went in, we sat down, and we talked to the principal.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, this is what we want to do. We want to come in and talk to your teens, but we don't want to talk to just your at-risk teens because I don't think that works. He was like, well, no, it'll work. So I said, no, it won't work. So what we did is we take at-risk teens and teens that are doing pretty well, and we put them together.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And we put them together, and we started a mentor organization in the schools. And the next summit, now get this, remember it was 30, right?
Yeah.
What was the next one? 100 and what? I don't
No,
know.
the next one was about, so it was close to 100,
100.
75 to, yeah, between 75 and 100. And then the one after that was around 120, and then it just kept going up from there.
It just kept growing because, and it was like, man, how are you growing it so fast? I was like, no, I'm driving the bus. You know, God is not my co-pilot.
Right.
I'm the co-pilot, right? So I'm driving the bus to this program, and yeah, so he driving the bus. I'm the co-pilot. Yeah, he driving the bus. My bad. So um, we get into the schools. After we have our summits, it started growing, and then I started to get a curriculum. You know how most mentor organizations do, Kevin? They get a curriculum, start teaching and bringing in you know what I mean? Different
Right.
subject matters like that.
Right.
But what I did, instead of doing that, I put out a survey to the teams. We had already been bringing in people from different vocations, backgrounds, doctors. But we have one of our mentors is, I call him Dr. Reggie. He is a pharmacist. So he's about 26 years old. We have another mentor that's an attorney. That's DeAndre Maiden. He has been with us from day one. He's our attorney.
Right.
We have people that work staffers at White House. We have Healthy Families. One of our number one mentors. He is Davey Farron. Davey runs Healthy Families here in town. He's an outstanding brother. He helps us a lot, tremendously. Thinks outside the box more than anybody else I know. So we took those people that actually had the job, worked in the fields. We put them in the schools and we talked about different subject matter. When we asked the kids to change to a curriculum, they said, please don't. It'll be like school. We don't want to do that. We want to hear backstory and subject.
Right. Right.
So,
Man, you know, Teen Enrichment Network. Now, I know that it involves a lot. I know that there's a lot of people that are starting to become part of the journey, as they say. But if someone were to walk up to you all right now and say, what is the main purpose, the root foundation as you go forth to get others involved, to get scholarships, to get support, and they say, well, what's the main purpose? What's the foundation? What would your response be?
my response would be we take a variety of resources and people and make sure teens have options. That's what teen enrichment is about. That's our goal. Our goal is to take our platform and turn it into their platform and use a variety of sources throughout the community to make sure these teens have options and a place to be heard.
Okay.
Because all the time, Kevin, when we're talking to these teens, the main thing they say is what?
Nobody listens.
Nobody wants to listen.
Wow. Really?
But, yeah. Everywhere we go, doesn't matter where we go, what color they are, what background they come from, what their situation, mental health, whatever. They say nobody listens. So we like giving them a platform. Like the information we shared with you this weekend, I talked to my teens about it. We have two committees. We have a teen enrichment committee for adults, and we have a officers for teen enrichment for teens. A president, a vice president, a fundraising chairman that works under Davey Ferry. And all of those people are transitioning now because they're about to graduate and they're training other people. And they'll tell us all the time, Mr. Robinson, people want to talk to us like we're babies. We talk to us like kids. If you seen that information I sent you, we don't talk to them like they're babies.
Right. Right. And I've recognized that. And I've also recognized some of the information that you shared with me is something that brought me to a decision to want to present and or expose this information on a consistent basis. For those that don't know, the Teen Enrichment Network will be a part of the GMAP Broadcast Network platform each week. We're going to have visuals available, video content, special guests. We are going to really try our very best to present and expose this information in a good way to people around the world because I know that information is key. The more information that they have, the more they'll want to be a part. And visual is also key. If someone wanted to find out more in detail what it is that they can do and or need to do to reach out to be a part of the Teen Enrichment Network, Teen Enrichment in general, what's the process? Is there a website, email, phone number, management, corporate office, executive, wife, daughter, sister, brother? Tell us something. How do they connect with you, or how do they go out and find more information concerning the Teen Enrichment Network?
Well, our website is teenenrichment.org, and there is a contact page there, and all of that goes mostly to Rob, and I help him out with following up and things like that.
Everything.
Keep him on track.
Everything.
But really, the majority of the information is on that site. That site also is it started out with us working it. We have a fantastic media man who helps us to set everything up and get us rolling, Alex Ballard, and he is amazing.
Yep.
But then it's on us to keep up with it and everything. And this year we were able to find one of the teens to come in and help us out some on that too. So so we definitely are making Teen Enrichment about the teens. It is their organization, and we are giving them opportunities to take a strong leadership role in this so that they can then put that on their resumes for when they go to college or their job resumes, showing that they do have leadership quality.
Right.
Well, you can also get us on Teen Enrichment on Facebook.
Yeah.
Amen.
If you go to Facebook, just type in the Teen Enrichment Network, and it'll come up, and you can see content that goes back to 2015.
And of course, if you don't know, again, you can stop by, little old small GMAP down here in the lower left-hand corner of everything. And you can go to our partners area. There's a Teen Enrichment logo placed there. You can click on it. It'll take you directly to where you need to go in order to find out more intimate information. And don't forget, every week right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, if I'm not mistaken, we have made a decision to make sure that this particular program moves forth every Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out.
Yeah, every Saturday we're going to try to make sure we get you some content. I told you we had a little computer setback, but I think we'll be okay. And because we're still going, we're still having them as of January the 1st. But you said moving forward?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Moving forward, we're going to continue to do our meetings on Tuesday night. Every other Tuesday night. We were doing it every Tuesday night when COVID first hit. I was talking to the president and vice president of Teen Enrichment today. Those are teens. And talked to them about going forward and turning over the helm to the new folks. And what we're going to do is continue to do Tuesday night. This first Tuesday night, January 5th, is going to be on financial management. And what we're going to do is have a financial panel to come in and talk to them about debt and stock market.
Right.
Bills and Mr. Bill, that guy you'll never want to pay.
Right.
We have a panel up here this Tuesday. So we will definitely have content coming your way. We just love to have some feedback. To give us feedback, you also can reach us at teenenrichment@gmail.com. That's our email page. You can hit us right there. But we love to have feedback on that. We also have a fundraiser that's closing at the end of this month. And that's our safety scissors fundraiser that we were doing for New Mercer Elementary School. That's closed. They needed 700 pair of scissors. I think we're going to make it. It was a small fundraiser. The one before that was 500 or 800 bottles of sanitizer. I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah.
We had one girl, Virginia Finch, took that bull by the horns and ran with it, and all the teens jumped in and they started handing out, passing out sanitizer for the elderly in our area. And our next, we have two more fundraisers that's about to jump off. And you can see them on our webpage on Teen Enrichment Network on Facebook and on our webpage at teenenrichment.org. That's going to be one is going to be our scholarship. Every year we do a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
For it depends on how much money we get and how many we give away. We've given away what 5 one time, 4 or 5.
One year we had enough donations that we gave away 5, totaling $3,000, I believe, altogether.
65. 15, 15. One got 15, one got 1,000.
4,000.
Yeah, 4,000. I don't know, something like that. But we give away.
Okay.
We give away. And this year we're gonna start up our scholarship fund January 1st, and now we're also starting a new one.
Right.
Our new fundraiser is going to be for in Powerhouse. It's one of our partners here in town.
Uh-huh.
They deal with domestic violence. They're they're good at what they do. They're outstanding. What we're going to do is we're going to run you ready? A 12-month. We're going to run a 12-month fundraising, and at the 6-month point, we're going to cash it in and start it again. We're going to run. They've been with us since day one, and they take care of everything from domestic violence, issues with mental health, LGBTQ community, anything that's going on in the area, they are on it, and they've supported us from day one. When we have summits, Kevin, we have a section that's for parents.
Right.
This organization has talked to our parents for us for about 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
At every summit, and they've given them information that was really vital. If it was not in Powerhouse, the school division, Dr. Baker and his people, they had somebody to talk to the parents, because if we can get the parents sold on it, hey, that's a step in another direction.
Well, and from the very first time that we included parents in this, we have a section of the summit called our breakout sessions, where the teens are able to talk one-on-one with some of the mentors in smaller groups rather, and where the parents get their own session. And the parents came back to us after the first time we did it and said, where can we get mentoring?
Yeah, they want on network. I was like, really?
Wow. Well, I think it's major that the parents do become involved as much as possible, especially within an organization such as this one. Of course, I'm excited about one thing that you spoke about in this coming up. Why Teen Enrichment, the virtual summit that's going to be on January 30th. On January 30th. I know that there's going to be a lot of people that want to know more about that specifically. Can you share that in detail with our viewers and listeners, how they can participate, if nothing else, in that Why Teen Enrichment virtual summit that's going to take January 30th?
That is going to be off the chain. The chisel. That is going to be awesome. We've been working on that about a couple months. That's going to be a very exciting time. They can partake in it now. We're gonna have a flyers that we'll probably send to you here in the next week.
Okay.
And we're gonna be on Cisco WebEx, and I think if I heard you speak correctly, that it may be streamed on your program.
Yeah, you don't have to think. That thinking stuff is going out the window there. It will be.
And also on Storm Talk 365. I think Miss 24/7. She's going to do something for us also, and we're going to have it streamed on Facebook Live. We're going to have it where it's accessible to the masses and multitudes of people everywhere. But I'm going to tell you, Kevin, the speakers that we have some great mentors. We have mentors from, oh my goodness,
all walks of life.
All walks of life. We got, let me think of a couple I'm hit you with. Commander Kennedy.
Yes.
Yes. The Coast Guard.
Yeah, the Coast Guard Academy. Oh man, he's awesome. He's going to talk about. He's going to speak at our summit about why Teen Enrichment. He's going to talk about how he spent time with us and how you can get in connected with C-Spy. And we have another lady, your lady. You want to talk about her? She's there. You found her.
Mary Eder. She is a retired general from the Army, and she is also an author. And just an amazing woman.
Awesome.
Anytime our kids are in need of any information regarding military, or if they're interested in going into the academies and they need referrals or anything along those lines, she is right on it right away.
Phone call away.
Yeah, she is just amazing.
And
Wow.
she's just speaking of that. One of our teens is kind of close to us. Just got accepted last night to what is it? West
West
Point.
Point.
Yeah, he's West
No,
Point.
no, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he got accepted.
he's
Yeah,
gonna
and
be
Mary,
joining
Mary helped him out with it.
he's gonna be joining my son.
Yes,
Oh, that's right. You did
that's
say that.
right,
Yeah. He go to West Point. We got another one that last year went to
VMI.
VMI. So right now,
Wow.
3 of our teens have been notified. My daughter being one.
Four.
Four.
Kara.
Oh, Kara. I forgot about Kara. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, Kevin, we have our own Teen Enrichment Network reporter. She's a teen. And
Really?
it's all connected also with us, and we have a connection with the newspaper here in town. But Kara that's her prodigy. She comes from her. Tell her about your program. She comes from your program. She is awesome.
Well, one of the things that spun off of Teen Enrichment Network is that we had a lot of young writers coming up to us and saying, there's no writing organization for teens here in Fredericksburg. Or the organizations that there are don't really help us to grow as writers. They're just more book clubs.
Mm.
So I belong to a writing organization, the Riverside Writers, which is a chapter of the Virginia Writers Club. And I knew that we had a young writers portion of our club. But I hadn't heard anything on it for several years. So I asked about it, and as happens with every organization, they said, that's a good idea. Let's get that started again. Why don't you do that?
Wow.
So I also head up the Young Writers, the Riverside Young Writers, and Kara has been with us from day one of that organization. She was our secretary initially. She's now our president, and we rolled her over into the Teen Enrichment also. She's our reporter, and she just got accepted to her #1 school, which is George Mason University. So she has already sent off the deposit.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Wow.
Counting the days now.
She's ready to go. See, Teen Enrichment, when you said a minute ago, how would I explain it to people?
Yeah.
When I had the vision, when I used to be sitting at the table trying to talk to everybody in the committee, they thought I was, which they had a point. But it's a hub. Just take an umbrella and put your different organizations and structures underneath it. And I believe in 100% as you get older, connectivity is not a bad thing to have.
Right.
I want all our teams to be connected and have options. So when something comes up, another program I haven't had a chance to share with you yet that we just did about 3 weeks ago. The one with the STEM program. I haven't spoke to that about too many people. We had a STEM conversation one Tuesday night, and we had the directors of STEM one of the biggest ones in the state of Virginia, Mike and JD here, and somebody from Michigan and different people, because they wanted to start a club. And watch how this happened. They wanted to start a club in one of the high schools for African American kids. So when I put this out there, nobody wanted to help them start it. They waited a little bit too long, but I talked to some people, and we had a nice panel. Well, look how God worked. Look, after that, now the Dahlgren's Aegis STEM organization is looking to partner with us, but they're waiting to get some paperwork done for resources and things of that nature. And they already have memorandums of understandings with most of the high schools. Understand that. They want to deal with a community organization. I was like, really? And so that night when he came up and saw those 27 or 30, whatever we had online, and we had that rainbow talking to him when he asked them questions, they didn't talk to him like these little kids. So he said he wants to work with us. We're waiting to get back to see if we can get a memorandum of understanding with them. So I've always wanted to do STEM, but people wasn't the right fit. No, it wasn't the right fit either. No.
Well, just for the record, I am sitting here monitoring my text messages and emails as we have this conversation. Just got 2 text messages from 2 authors that have recently become a part of our broadcast network family. First and foremost, they called to say thank you to me because their books are beginning to receive additional recognition that they normally did not receive prior to being a part of our broadcast network family. The second message that I just received from Mr. Gilliam L. who has stated that this is information that the world needs to know. This is something that's necessary, especially for our children up and coming today. So I'm grateful that God has allowed me to be a part of the journey because I believe in my spirit that He's going to allow us to be connected and disseminate the necessary information to reach more people around the world.
Yes.
That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to draw a scenario for you. But before I do that, I would love it if your wife would just give us just a brief informative about her book publications.
Bunch of
Well, I actually started writing several years ago when I was dragging the kids around to their different events, and finally got to a point where I felt that I was ready to do something with this. But what I ended up doing, what I ended up publishing, I self-published, and I published um, Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice variations. So it's kind
Wow.
of a unique genre, but yeah. So my latest book.
Yes, yes, yes.
So Missing Jane, but yeah. So I take the characters from Pride and Prejudice, and I.
I got so many, bro.
But I've published 7 of them, and the best part is this one. I use the kids. I was gonna say the glare. There's a slight glare, but that the model.
Uh huh.
That's
Is
Kara.
Kara.
That's Kara.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your
And,
your daughter,
yeah, no, the our reporter.
Our reporter.
reporter. Okay, okay.
This is one of my daughter's best friends, Alexa. So I use the teens for my covers if I can,
Amen.
if possible. So yeah.
I just want you to know I'm a part of the team. I didn't forget to mention that part, did I?
You're a little far away.
I'm gonna, Mr. Robinson, I want to draw a scenario for you,
Well, this was bad.
and I want you to respond. Oh, I want to receive. I'm gonna have an opportunity to speak with your wife immediately after this conversation. But I'm gonna draw a scenario for you, sir, and I want you to respond accordingly.
Okay.
I'm gonna put together what I call my megatorium. My megatorium is going to consist of the T.D. Jakes Potter's House and the Joel Osteen Auditorium put together.
Okay.
My megatorium has 50,000 seats in it. My megatorium has 50,000 seats in it occupied by young men. Some of them troubled, some of them not. Some of them had some trying times, trials and tribulations, neglected, got a bad rap, made bad decisions. I had the honor, the privilege, and the blessing of introducing Mr. Robinson from the Teen Enrichment Network to the podium. My first and last question to you would be, what would you say to them?
Oh, I would have the time of my life. Be like a kid in the candy store. Okay, young man, first of all, where you come from, what your parents did, what happened to them, what every struggle and trial and tribulation they went through, that's not your reality and that's not your fight. I will let them know what I tell most of my teens, which is this right here. You came through your parents, but you belong to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you belong to the Father, you are a king. You're the son of a king. You're the daughter of a king. You're a prince or princess, but you are royalty. And if you are royalty as such, I will say this to them: all the trials and tribulations you've been through, you just need to up your faith and your faith potion. Your faith, you got to up it. And how you up that? By getting around people, like-minded people, like what you see in this room today. Whoever brought you here today must have thought a lot of you to bring you here because you're here now and you listen to the sound of my voice. If you listen to the sound of my voice, just know this: you are not a victim. You're a victor. There's nothing you can't do because you know what? With Him, all things are able. You are able to do all things. But if you plug in to a mentorship somewhere in your community, find a good church, find a good somebody that's like-minded. That you know what? If you're stretching, young folks, you're growing. If you're not stretching, you're not growing. We're going through valleys. For some, I tell people this all the time, Kevin. If you take a lot of Americans that impoverished, that don't have a lot, we've already, that's where I came from. We already went through, you grew up hard. Everything, you didn't have the golden spoon. Okay, so you grew up in the valley. You didn't know where to go but up. So what can life throw at you that you cannot handle? You've already handled it. A lot of people just to grow up and make it 18, you've done it. You've made it. So that's what I would start out talking to them about, and I would ask them to think about a few things as they go through life. One, and I've asked a lot of spiritual professionals, people, this question: What have you learned? What have you learned in school, or from your friends that you think are your friends, that your mother haven't already told you?
Wow.
What have you learned from somebody? These people, and this right here, Kevin, the people that you're worried about the most think about you the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get caught up on that wheel. Get off that wheel and get on God's wheel.
Yeah.
Get on the wheel of productivity. If people not for you, they're not willing to water your plant, leave them alone.
Yeah. Wow.
Believe it when people tell you they're crazy, is what I would close with. Believe it. Believe when somebody tell you, they believe them. People wondering about some of the people we got up in the puzzle palace, you know that house, why they do this and why they do that. They already showed you they're crazy. Why is everybody surprised?
Yeah. Well, I kid you not. It's necessary for that actual scenario to take place. There are more and more people around the world who need to hear that, who should hear that, who are going to hear that. Again, we are going to be presenting the Teen Enrichment Network every Saturday, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. It's ongoing. It's not going anywhere because we want to provide this information to people around the world, and we want more and more individuals, teens as well as parents, to get involved, to be supportive, to show their support to not just the organization, but for the teens involved in the organization.
Yes.
On tonight, we want to simply say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us on tonight. I'm looking forward to a lot more opportunities just like this one. It's going to be an ongoing scenario with you and your wife because we want to be able to provide the necessary information the way God has instructed us to people in every corner of the world. We thank and we praise you on tonight for your for just your time and your efforts and what God has done for both of you and the journey that He's placed you on. We're going to encourage people to check out the rebroadcast, whether it be here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, whether it be on one of our social media platforms, whether it's airing on our Comcast cable broadcast platform, which airs every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Comcast Cable Channel 17 throughout Chicagoland, which goes into over 1 million homes. We thank God for you. We thank God for those that have chimed in. We look forward to hearing from you all again soon. I'm going to bless the people one more time with the informational promo concerning the Teen Enrichment Network. And we look forward to hearing from you all once again soon and very soon. And don't forget, on Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, to chime in, tune in, and see what it is that God has in store for you through the Teen Enrichment Network via the GMAP Broadcast Network at 6 p.m. And don't forget to show your love, care, concern, and support. Until next time, be blessed and continue to be a blessing. We'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
There is an old African proverb which says it takes a village to raise a child. This is what Teen Enrichment Network, the 10, is based upon. Through group mentoring in Spotsylvania County schools, teen outreach summits and expos, and our scholarship fund, we strive to reach the 10 goals. Acceleration, advancement, and accomplishment for today's youth, improved interpersonal relationships between our young men and women and their peers, as well as teachers, family members, and other adults in their lives. Reduced dropout rates, along with promoting continuing education through college or career readiness. Group mentoring with partners like Healthy Families and Powerhouse, Hope City, Riverside Young Writers, and Financial helps our youth plan for the future, respond to challenges in appropriate and positive manner, and utilize existing community resources and agencies. These mentoring groups have given birth to our Teen Advisory Committee, which is vital to the development of our summits. The summits are held in March and November and expose youth and their families to relevant real-life truth about the difficulties they face and provide ways to navigate life's obstacles. Topics covered have included peer pressure, police relations, educational and career options, bullying, mental wellness, and physical fitness, with breakout sessions where youth and their parents can share their thoughts and concerns. Donations to TEN help support our scholarship program. In prior years, we have awarded a total of $5,000 in scholarships and will be giving out a minimum of $1,500 in 2019. For more information, check out our website, teenenrichment.org, and keep checking back to learn more about a special Teen Gala coming in 2020 to raise money for college visits.